lecture tour of the US, and I talk at a lot of American platforms. Yes. The first question I'm asked is, Ratna, are there more people like you in India? Now, today, as we all know, more than half the software industry in America, all over the world maybe, it is headed by Indians. You know that? We are so high up as far as our intelligence goes. We are not able to make a mark individually anywhere because we don't have that unity or that kind of fixed purpose, that we must achieve it. So we are very respected for our brains, but our personal habits are just shameful. So I want you to change the face of India, and I want you to start doing it at home first. Leave the toilets neat and clean and dry. Your mother doesn't have to tell you. Put the wet clothes where they should be. Put the dry clothes where they should be. Put the wet clothes out dry so that the place doesn't smell. I know houses are small these days, but little things like this matter and can help improve your own personal habits. Yes? And you have good personal habits, nobody can steal them away from you. Rohit, give me your watch. Or Kat, your watch. I'll just give you another example. Okay? That's so beautiful. Kat. Oh, this is also smart. Let me see what I can wear. Alright, suppose I take Rohit's watch away. And I take and I wear it. Watch belongs to me, and Rohit belongs to me. It's not yours anymore. I'm trying to give you an example. Things like this, what you own, anyone can take them away. But your own personal qualities that you have, your personal sense of cleanliness, your etiquette, your grooming, your good manners, can take them away from you. You will always be respected for what the good manners that you have. You must have got afraid, na? That I'm going to take it back to Pune. Thank you. Okay, so this is what I mean. Develop good habits, etiquette, your sense of respect even people who work before you. How we scream and talk to people who are some laborers or your driver or waiters or your gardeners or anything. We shout and scream at them. If they are shouting, they have not learnt good manners. They have never had a good school or a good home to go to. But don't we go to a good school? Don't we come from good homes? Do we? So it is our duty to teach them. I'm telling you, I go to a lot of management institutes and corporates. And I know there's a very famous management institute in Pune, I'm mentioning this. And they had built a new building. And when I entered the classroom, it was so dirty, you couldn't sit anywhere. So anyway, I told the students that start dusting the chairs and dusting the duster and table. And this is your first lesson in management. Have you heard of a saying called cleanliness is next to godliness? Yes, it's true. At least I'm very particular about cleanliness. So when it's clean, then you feel like doing your work or feel like operating from there or doing what isn't it? If it's dirty, how can you think? So that was the first lesson in management. I made them dust and clean. While going out, I wished the peon. And I told him very politely that will you please clean the place tomorrow when I come? Because I told him politely, the next day the class was squeaky clean. Why? Only because I told him nicely. Yes? And so I've told you a bit Be proud of who you are. Don't be gossiping and criticizing. Do you talk about your friends anytime behind their back? Do you? People do. You also laugh at them. Please don't laugh. Place where somebody is laughing at you. Do you feel it? Yes? That's good. It's happening in offices. It's happening everywhere. That's because nobody has ever told them not to gossip. At least nobody has told them that it's bad to do it. Now, if they are continuing, let them continue. It's not. In fact, because the sessions became very short. What is this? It's a penguin. And I demonstrate it's all the time doing. Now, because talking is free, everybody just talks. They talk for the sake of talking. You have to check yourself. Talk when you must. Talk what you must. And talk only as much as you must. Because talking is free, we go on talking like that. As if we are some penguins or crows or something. So talk less. And not about anyone at any time. It hurts people. And that's where, when people laugh at you, that's where we start feeling bad about ourselves, that we are not good. And people are laughing. And this depression starts here, and this depression continues throughout life. Because it doesn't mean that you go and give a lecture to the other. Don't do it. Now ma'am said, you mustn't do it. Don't. You follow it. But don't give a lecture to anyone else not to do it. You will change, and you will not do it. You will not. And this is how depression continues and continues. Do you know terrorists are not born terrorists? Are they born terrorists? Terrorists are made terrorists. How? Suppose you neglect them, you're not guiding them. So many of them are orphans, and you don't guide them, you don't teach them, you don't give them any love. Then there are people who are waiting to take them into their fold and make them terrorists. Yes? But if they had enough support at home, enough love at home, enough positive activities, positive actions in their thing, they wouldn't be anything. They don't do it. Now I want you to say this prayer after me. Will you say it? And then I want to give you, each of you, I want to give you a sheet. And you can take it home. Yes? Now say it. Come on. Oh, one more thing which is very important. The sex instinct. I want to tell you, it's very natural for a boy to be attracted to a girl. And vice versa. Sex is not anything ugly. Sex is God-given. Yes? But we make it, we give it a dirty appearance, we give it a dirty attitude. If there was no sex, you and I will not be here. But sex, as in like any other game, has to be played with rules. Would it be fun if somebody hit a sixer in a cricket and there was no boundary? How will you know whether it's a 4 or a 6 or what? So does the game of sex have to have a boundary, a limit. Yes? At this stage in your life, sex is just up to a friendship level. Beyond this, sex indulged in with someone whom you have got married to. It is the most fulfilling emotion that you can ever have. Sex with respect, sex with restraint. Really love. Because sex is being indulged in everywhere and everywhere, one of the first things that we hear about, and we're talking about and so much money is going into saving AIDS patients, is something called HIV, is something called AIDS, or being HIV positive. It begins with your own body fighting against your own body. Now, can you help yourself if your own body is trying to destroy you? Can you help yourself? How can you do it? It's like taking an axe and chopping off your leg. And you're doing it yourself, willfully, knowingly, wittingly, and there are millions and millions and millions being spent on research. And you must be reading about millions of people who die from AIDS, autoimmune deficiency syndrome. Yes? So there are millions being spent on that. And today, working for an AIDS charity has become fashionable. It's very fashionable to be a thing. It's not. Yes? So this is one of the important things that I did want to tell you. God willing, we'll meet again. And I want you to say this prayer after me. Will you say it? It's the first day of the rest of your life. I have no doubts. I have no worries. And I have no doubts, worries, and no fears. I'm confident. I'm capable. I'm successful. I have a good mind and I must use it. My first temple is my mind. Temple is my home. My third temple is my school. I must bring a message of beauty, of truth, of goodness to all these temples around me. Remember this prayer? And I want to take this sheet of paper, and for today I've finished. God willing, I will come and I will do another aspect of I'll touch on communication and things like that. So.